It's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
Supercross is crazy.
Oh, it was wild.
Hey, now, what's going on, everybody? It feels good to be back.
I believe it. Holy
It feels
cow.
good to be
Welcome
back. I was watching the show on Thursday. I was chiming in a little bit, and I was just like, I should be there. But you know what? The baby just needed me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect.
Baby Maverick, dude.
How is it? You tired?
I'm a
you
father.
Don't seem like it.
That's because I'm hyped to be here. The adrenaline. I'm a father. I'm a father of two now. Got Quincy, who's going to be 3 in April, and Maverick, who was born on February 6th at 5:17 a.m. Strong and healthy. That's all you can ask for.
I'm pumped to have you back, but at the same time, I'm relaxed, man. Now I'm like, I can just sit back. Chase is back.
You don't have to try to run the show.
Co-host, let's go.
Man.
Welcome back to Chase. Thanks, everybody, for tuning back in. What's up, Jason?
Yes.
We are pumped.
Hey, shout out to Christian. Thank you so much, Christian, for filling in for me.
Again, that will not be his last time, I'm sure.
But I am excited to be back here. But anyway, this show, I'm going to need some answers real quick.
From the people?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it here in a little bit. I need to know what was going on with Tomac's ride. Why is Sexton cursed with last lap or late in the race crashes and all this other stuff? So we got a lot to talk about in today's show, everybody. But hey, before we do that, thank you so much for tuning in live right now. Remember, hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with other people. Hey, let's just jump right into it. We are heading into Oakland. But
finally going to get over this whole mix-up rounds all over the place. So round 2, race number 6 this weekend. We'll be back on track. We'll be back on track.
Okay, they're just going to go back.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they've stuck to it. Like last week was round number 5.
Oh, have they? It depends on where you're looking. It seems like they've been
really?
off. But yeah, they were trying to keep the round 2
honestly haven't paid much
Oakland,
attention to that.
But not that it's the end of the world.
It's brutal. Where do we go after Oakland?
That's a good question. Well, it goes straight back to East.
Is it Arlington? Do they go to Arlington?
That's ringing a bell.
But
let's look it up.
How about the race teams having to drive from Florida to Oakland?
Especially.
Oh, I know. Florida to
Arlington.
Oakland, and then to Texas.
At least Texas and not like Daytona.
Yeah, it's Daytona the week after that.
Yeah, so Arlington.
Jeez.
Yeah, those poor privateers. If you're a 450 privateer, then that's
hey, don't forget, speaking of Arlington, it is Monday's show, which means we have 20 tickets to give away.
Yeah, we're finally giving away some tickets. That's the main thing from this whole round mix-up with Oakland was, we're finally going to give the people what they want, and that's tickets to these races.
Krista's going to be in Arlington. All right.
Jealous.
Did you watch Super Bowl?
I did.
I was just like, I was just in that stadium last year.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, I was there. That was kind of cool. All right. Hey, so, we're going to give away 20 tickets to Oakland, so remember to comment.
20 tickets to Arlington.
Arlington. So remember, comment after this video, not during the live show. After it is posted on YouTube, go there, comment, tell us if you can make it to Arlington. Tell us how many tickets you would need, and tag the people that you want to take with you.
There you go.
And then people, make sure, too, you have your notifications on, because there's a lot of people that we do comment back to that don't get back to us, and it's probably because you don't have notifications turned on, so you're not going to see that we actually responded.
Not in your inbox.
No, just right there in the comment section.
Replying to the comment. So,
weekly prizes, Kobe, you doing that?
Let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Speaking of, I just got to say, and we'll see it in our player leaderboards for our different groups. Wow, the weekly prize winners weren't even breaking 100 points.
Well,
just a rough weekend.
Me and my 20 points are just, I'm going to hold my head high. Hey, a lot of people are taking
We're all feeling it this week.
Take your lashings and get out of here because it was brutal.
But weekly prizes for this week, 7. These spending sprees for first really are incredible. $500 spending spree from 7 for casual setup. A Cherubi spending spree. Never hurts to have some fresh plastics. FMF t-shirt hookup. I'm sure you can get plenty of good stuff there. Fly Racing gear set. Bridgestone set of tires. Can't go wrong with that. Shuttle roller gear bag from Fox. We got Rhino Power Essentials Power Package. Keep you pumped up. Skosh coming with their jump starter and boom bottle. I believe that's a speaker. Scott coming in 9th with their Prospect goggles. I believe they have that will come with the goggle case as well.
Oh, a goggle case?
Yep, which doesn't hurt. I've heard some weird comments. Some people hating on goggle cases. They're like, that's completely unnecessary. You just keep it in your helmet. I'm like, no. If you
have one pair of goggles.
But where are you going to keep your tear-offs? Where are you going to keep your extra lenses?
No, you get a goggle case.
Yeah, exactly. They don't hurt. And then Torque coming in 10th. They've been hooking it up with their lock-on grips and some levers. And then don't forget the 90 Rocky Mountain gift cards for for the rest of that top 100.
Hey, somebody commented right here, and I want to give a oh gosh, who said it? That Tomac had the flu?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear a single word
Jesse
of that.
Trauma said Tomac had the flu. If I'd like to hear your source on that, because I have been trying to find something. Maybe they watched the Racer X breakdown, and maybe they talked about it there. I don't know.
I didn't hear a single word of that. It would surely
make me feel better.
Yeah, holy. Make us all feel better.
All right, so those are the weekly prizes. Remember, grand prizes. We've got the 3 dirt bikes that we're giving away at the end of the year, plus you can see them right here on the screen. Those are our top 10 prizes from STACYC, Rocky Mountain, Alpine Stars, Motion Pro, Fly, Oakley, and, of course, Milestone, giving away a video game console and a prize pack. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump right into it. Kobe, what do you want to talk about first?
Well, let's go through race
results,
and then let's get into championship point standings. So you've got
Webb.
top 3 there. The only guy we're missing is, which I don't think I expected it, K-Rock coming back. Good to see, though. I mean, I was a little bummed to see his Houston performance, so that was refreshing.
And a wild card, which I'm curious to see because I haven't really looked at all the stats yet. How many people actually had, Justin Hill? Or Josh Hill?
A lot of us had Justin.
Was it
and
Justin or
ended
Josh?
up being Josh.
That's his best result by far this season.
The Hill brothers were riding back
They were
to back
13th,
for
14th?
that entire race. No, they ended up 13th, 14th because Dino mixed it up.
I took a gamble
lap.
this week. I saw Craig in qualifying. I was like, man, he's looking spunky, And then he got a good. I put him in 5th.
Holy
He got
cow.
a good start in the heat. I was like thinking, eventually he's got to turn it around. Yeah. I got to make up some points somehow.
He knows where he's supposed to be. I watched some. I think it was on Ouija's interview. I think he's putting too much pressure on himself now, and it's just getting to him. Like
maybe
when he was riding as a fill-in, he was riding incredible. He was keeping up no problem. Again, this was outdoors; it's much different.
But in outdoors, he was a top 5 guy every round.
That's what I'm saying. So I think he's he might just. Be putting too much pressure on him.
We don't have this in the highlights, which we'll get to, but at the very end of the race, Webb comes over, Sexton comes over, and then Craig comes over right after that. You're getting 10th place. That's a gnarly field, but it's got to be, I don't want to use the word demoralizing, but it's got to be hard for your pride if you're Christian Craig and you're getting lapped every weekend. Like, it's not making the situation
better. The same guys,
better.
which it sounds like during practice week, like during the week when they're just training, that he's keeping up just fine. Yeah. That's got to make it even more frustrating.
And it's surprising to me that he hasn't got a single, top 5 start yet in a main.
But you put him in that top 5. I think his best finish was in a heat race, which was 6th, which you got half the field out of there.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I think the only thing that it proves, what it proves for Craig, though, is that how gnarly the 450 class is. I mean, we're talking about a guy last year won his championship who could go down on lap 1 and get 3rd or whatever, Okay. Let's see. So Tomac is the points leader by 2 points.
2 points. The top 3 overall in points are only separated by 4.
Wow.
So Webb is
that's what we want,
absolutely in it still.
Anderson's at 93, which we'll talk about him.
He's not even a full race down still, so he's not completely out either.
He's
There's
20
still,
points.
What is that, 11 more rounds of racing?
Yeah.
So.
Roxon's at 9. Roxon's only a point behind Anderson, so it's still pretty tight.
Yeah, especially in that top 3. I know, people are probably beating up on Sexton for, again, falling into his old ways, old habits, and going down. But he is in this championship fight, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
And he will be through the end, I'm sure.
Okay, so I put in here, biggest winner.
I saw that.
From Tampa.
Well,
it's got to be Webb, right?
It's got to be Webb, yeah,
right?
No doubt. I'm almost worried. We're going to have to see what if he just starts streaking?
I don't think that.
What did he say?
I don't think that Sexton and Tomac and these guys are that worried about it because Webb has been there. But look,
you don't think he's worried about it?
No,
he could not shake him.
I know, but
all night long.
But from a speed standpoint, it's
he's
like they know they've got him covered.
Yeah, that's
it's just this guy is so good late in the race, which he proved it again.
Jeez, I feel like I don't know. Sexton has almost taken Roxon's position as the Webb's little play toy.
Oh my gosh, I know. Okay. So, and then I put here, biggest loser, my question is, and maybe we could do a poll right here, Levi.
Want to pick up a poll? What's your poll?
Real quick.
What's your question?
My poll is, biggest loser from Tampa. Tomac gets beat by Kenny by more than 10 seconds. Or Anderson making another unforced error early in a race when you're top 5 or right around there, and you go to take out or pass Barsha, and you clean each other out. And we'll show that highlight.
He was trying to get make a statement again, right? There's no way.
But this is the reason you're not going to win a title.
I know. He's letting his emotions get the best of him.
Well, was that an emotional thing, or was it just like I tried to run him high, but I overreached a little bit, went too high in the corner?
To his credit, as we were talking before the show started, it seemed like a difficult track to pass, both because of conditions and just the track layout. It seemed pretty difficult for guys to get around people, even for like our hard chargers like Hunter Lawrence and Anderson late in that race. Like they were having to get pretty crafty. So maybe he was just trying to get it done early, and maybe he was just like, I have no options.
Well, there's no doubt he knows he has to start winning races to have any shot at this title. But it's like, dude, and you did it to Barsha. Like,
yeah, that's the last guy.
That's 2 weekends in a row, and you're going to tell me right now that Barsha is probably the one rider who will carry a chip on his shoulder more than anybody else.
But he's been bumping elbows with everybody. He did it to Webb in Houston the weekend before. So
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just his style, and sometimes it bites.
67% have Anderson.
What the hell is going on?
Seriously. Well, that's what I'm wondering. All right. Okay. Did anybody confirm where we heard that Tomac had the flu? Just out of curiosity. If you did, comment again because we missed it. But
that would hopefully. I don't want anybody sick, but that would make us feel a whole lot better. Holy cow! Who's the biggest loser? Who are you voting for?
Me?
In this poll that you just put up.
Well, I will get more into Tomac, but I got to go with Anderson. It's like, dude, you're your own worst enemy.
Okay.
Like you were 5 rounds
Fair
deep.
enough.
He hasn't even come close to winning a main event yet. Like, doesn't even have really, I don't know, we'd have to look at his stat, but laps led. I don't know how many he has.
He's won both his heat races two weekends in a row, which is good.
Heat races don't
pay. But that's in the opposite one for
the field,
Tomac
right?
and Sexton.
But that's what I mean, though. It's like Sexton. It's like
that's proving that we know he's third place.
Yeah, you can be the fastest qualifier. Yeah. You can go win your heat race, but like, who cares? Like, it's all about the main event. So it's like Hunter Lawrence says, like, qualifying what? Like, the only thing that matters is when the gate drops the main event. So I don't know. All right.
Fair enough.
Player stats here. Average score. I still don't feel good because I was still below average. 34.2 points, which is a lot of people got one pick right, and then a lot of people like me just had multiple riders.
Just shuffled up
top 5.
Yep.
Let's see. Average score per round on the season so far is 40. So, yeah, no perfect scores.
Not a single perfect score.
Nobody got 5 right, and only 5 people out of over 100,000 players, only 5 got 4 picks correct. Wow. And about 60% had at least 1 pick correct, which means you got 1 pick right, and then you had somebody else off by 1 spot. Webb was only picked to win by 2%. He was the most picked in 4th at 44%. Tomac was the number 1 picked rider to win with over 60% of the vote. We got 0.23% had him in 5th.
Who are those people?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Who knows? Let's see. Sexton was 31% in 2nd. Or wait, he was picked to win by 31%. So the question is, does Sexton blowing another lead just completely take away all confidence for people to put him in 1st?
I think so, because I'm not going to act like I'm the only one. I'm sure there was plenty of people. I saw it coming. The writing's on the wall. We've seen it over and over and over, especially with Webb pressuring him the way he did. I was expecting to go down.
I'll make a prediction that this weekend you will see more people putting Webb for 1st than Chase Sexton.
Yeah.
Just because we all know how Webb gets. And I guess they did some stuff to the bike to help work on starts. And wouldn't you know it, him and AP were both right there. Dude, what a stud.
Yeah, I am so glad. I didn't put him. Exactly, let's go. I didn't put him in my top 5 just because I needed to see him confirm his Houston result, and he sure did.
Dude, he did it. And we've seen it. Anytime these riders start to get on a roll and that confidence, when you expect to be up in that top 5 off the start,
where you need to be.
And Tomac's sick or not, if you're AP and you passed and checked out on Tomac in your heat race, that's going to translate to the main event, which I think really did help. Because he's like, dude, I agree. The dude that's untouchable, I just caught and passed and dropped him. And the week before, right before the restart, I was just about to pass him. Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling good. And I'm pumped for AP. He's got to be feeling good.
Anderson was almost in 100% of players' top 5 picks, so a lot of people lost there. Oof. Roxon was picked in 4th by 10%. He was the most picked rider for 5th at 31%. And I'm sure all those people looked at Tomac thinking, oh, yeah, I'll get Rock. Kenny's going to get 5th. You know what I mean? See.
Oh, yeah, boy, were they wrong. Holy.
Yeah, let's see. Who was the most picked? McElrath, most picked wild card, 22% or 23 almost. And Wilson. Yeah, I had McElrath, and dude, he was like almost dead last. I don't even know where he was at.
Only 0.57% had Josh Hill, which he barely qualified. That's so hard to put him there.
Yeah, but that's crazy though. Like to get 14th in the main event. Like,
no, I'm pumped for him.
Yeah,
it's just cool to see two brothers like that. No different than the Lawrence bros,
right.
But two bros going out there and doing work like that.
Yeah.
In the top 15.
AC's been getting picked in the top 5 more and more. That's based off his qualifying.
Did they ever show his crash?
No, they showed the tail end of it when Kenny almost jumped on him.
Was it in the whoops?
It was in the whoops. He was trying to jump through him, caught his nose on one, and just kind of pushed him, and he went down.
He did great in qualifying.
Yeah, he always does, though. Man, it's just one of those things. He's just making those little mistakes, just, taking dirt samples a little too often. Let's see here. But
Webb wagon or the Sexton ship? Yeah.
Oh, dude, until Sexton can prove he can just close these things out. Like, he should have beat Tomac last week, realistically, when he was that much faster qualifying and the heat.
Well, he still did, but should have won this weekend.
Should have won this weekend. So, yeah, I'm going to hop on the Webb wagon.
I agree.
But is everybody off the Tomac train, or are we back on it this weekend?
That's what I'm so curious to see, both because, well, if he's sick and he's recovered, was that it? Is it because, like, do we go back to the West Coast and he's just – because he didn't look super comfortable even in Houston. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's get into race highlights here. All this says is Goon Squad crashing reel at 33:20.
Oh, well, they put it together for us.
Who's that?
Just the broadcast.
Oh, really?
In that, I believe, was it the main or first? I
don't know.
Main?
Roll tape.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Roll tape.
It'll
I want to
tell
see
us.
this.
Oh, it was the first 250 heat. Holy! So just the bigger of the two playbacks. The start, I think that was Blows.
Dude, Mosman has not got a start.
They started off, and this is all within the first 2 laps. And then I believe you have Smith.
Jordan Smith.
Whoop, he goes down. And then we have another group of kids.
Dude, Jordan Smith is the same old.
Going down here. It was just mayhem.
Oh,
It was just mayhem.
That was.
And they had the fresh track. I mean, they had some water coming down. It was starting to rain again. But, like, the sand section in this heat versus any other race, there's no excuse. It was just mayhem.
I don't know who this rider is, but we had one of the 250 guys bike. He can't get it going right before the heat race. And I kind of want to find out who this is and see if we'll call in. Just because I've always wondered this, because we've seen it before. How do you, like, you've prepared. How does this happen where, like, all of a sudden something's not, I don't know.
Dirt bikes are complicated things.
I know, but, like, they're looking at the rear brake or something.
Yeah, he's in the...
Like, you just...
Yeah, for sure.
You just wheeled your bike all the way over there.
Yeah.
Just what the heck is going on here?
Like, did they forget a spacer or something?
I don't know, dude.
Like
I don't know.
Ooh,
I just, like, how does something like that get overlooked? I don't know.
At this level, it just can't.
Did you see Deegan's... Who saw Deegan's practice crash?
I only saw... It was hard to... They played it during the...
Agreed,
the
Shadow.
Middle of his main event or his heat race. Yeah. Ooh, walks away though. Yeah, let's watch this a couple times.
What a bummer. He was just trying to get back on the track. Oh. So right before that, he was off the track, hopped on, and then jumped back off the track. So
that answers my question of those things are sturdy or not, those pillars that are on the sides.
Well, where he hopped in right there, he must have just jumped into a rut right here. Lands in a rut.
Oh, yeah.
And then immediately got pushed.
You can see his front end.
Let's see. How about 450 Heat 2? And this is where we talked about AP just like
straight up.
Right here. Just better whoops. I mean, when was the last time you saw this happen in a whoop section? And Tomac right here just doesn't look like he's riding aggressive. Yep. No fight. He's just, I mean, for his sake, flu. We'll say he's got the flu.
Watch him before this whoop section even. I mean, he messed this whole section up.
Yeah, but right here, just, he looks like he's just taking a sight lap, honestly. Okay,
we will find out this weekend. I guess.
Let's see here.
250 LCQ. What are you got here?
I just put guys making sandcastles right here because I don't know who it is that went down, but he is stuck under his bike for a solid minute.
I think this was Chambers that was stuck.
Yeah.
Yep. He was pinned. I've had this happen. I've had my boot.
At least it was on that side, not the exhaust side.
True. I got a nasty scar from that happening.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I've had my bars go into my boot. I've been in Chambers' spot. It sucks.
How about this right here? 250 main, 3 guys in the air over the triple at the same time.
Whoa.
This is one of those moments in a race where you just you pucker a little bit.
You're wondering what's going through their minds.
I would be curious to know that.
Side by side.
So, yeah. 3 guys in the air. Roll that clip. Levi. Nope, that's wrong. We'll get there. Oh, this was Hunter passing Mosman right here.
Which was mostly Mosman's fault. I mean, he was going to get passed no matter what,
I mean,
but going down.
If it's Barsha going to pass you, like, sure, like, maybe lean into it because you expect to get smashed, but
yeah, I'm overcompensated.
Big time, man.
I mean, his foot is off the peg before Hunter even makes contact.
Yeah, that nothing to do with Hunter there. Let's see here. So that was his pass. And then how about just the battle, dude? End of the race. Hunter and then
greatest race of the night. One of the greatest finishes we've seen in a minute. Great save by Hunter. And then watch this slide.
That's bike control.
That is incredible.
And it was raining.
Almost lost it here by jumping.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
And it was raining. What was it, like a tenth of a second separated first and second there?
I didn't see the time difference, but it had to have been as close as it can get.
I don't know. I thought it was amazing.
That was, we were screaming.
Nate Thrasher must have just been freaking out. All right, and then let's see here. Okay, did we get that clip, though, Levi? Don't have it? All good. Okay, let's see.
450s. So I just want to look at the start. Like,
what do you got?
Just watch Sexton.
Where's he
pull
at?
away. So he doesn't get, like, the greatest jump. He's on the inside.
Oh.
You can see his yellow gear. But it takes one rhythm and into the whoops, and he's just already...
Okay, I do have a complaint / can we fix this? I'd like to hear your opinion.
Let's hear it.
Sexton, Tomac, and Anderson all wearing the same riding gear makes it look like they're teammates.
Oh, and the black bike does not help.
Yeah, and Sexton's black bike, you're like, is that a Yamaha? Like, it's.
Well, see, you weren't able to partake in my recap awards. I got my own Dundies to hand out some awards, but Lit Kit. Like, I liked their gear, but the fact that they were all in the same setup
it just makes it feel like they're teammates. Yeah. And so when you're looking at the track, for a viewer or spectator who's maybe not that familiar with it, you are going to assume, I would imagine,
that they're teammates.
Yeah. And you're not quite sure like who's riding on what bike and who's what.
For sure.
I like the gear. I just felt like, I don't know if you need 3 guys.
No, I'm in the same boat. Well, let's get through our other 2 clips, and then we can talk about that more.
There it is right there.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole hand. Look at
their side. I wish we could freeze it right there. But they are 3.
Side by side by side.
Dude,
whoever's on that very left
landing's only 15 feet wide.
Oh,
sketchy.
Supercross is
sketchball is what that is. Okay, so here's the Anderson takedown on Barsha.
Okay, yep.
Is this Anderson making a mistake?
Slow-mo replay?
Yeah, coming in too hot. Is this an Anderson just like, oops, I overcooked it? Or is this just unnecessary aggressiveness, which takes you both down?
Honestly, now watching it back, it almost seems like he just got tangled up with him more than he anticipated. Like, he didn't take him crazy high. His bike originally was, like, positioned to just exit the corner normally, but it's like his foot peg.
He's sliding a little bit right there. He just
gets more... Yeah, he just...
I think he slid right there on that shiny spot and maybe just came in a little overcooked.
That's what you have to remember, too. It was raining practically all night. This track was way more slick than we could have imagined.
Anderson said he was going for the pass, but I also, like, look, I see a lot of people looking at that thinking, like, oh, that was dirty. But I feel like Anderson, we're talking just millimeters here, and I do feel like Anderson... Like, if you're passing Justin Barsha, like, the last thing you want to do is knock him over or, like, trade paint with Barsha.
That was not Anderson's goal. It wasn't to leave Barsha
But it also
on the ground.
is Justin Barsha where, like, you've got to make this pass stick.
Yep.
Because we've seen when Barsha gets past, even if the pass is clean, he doesn't like it, and then he immediately in the next turn or when he can wants to retaliate.
He almost got it. I don't know if you saw later in the race. He got pretty close to Anderson. I think it was when they were coming over the finish.
Yeah.
And he almost tried to stick it back to him.
Well, did you see when Hunter passed Hayden Deegan in the 250 main? Probably should have had that highlight in there.
When he cut him off? I forgot about that one.
But that's because Deegan was being feisty.
Yeah, he was pestering him for like a full lap.
Hunter knew that, like, dude, I am not going to get rid of you that easily. So how can I make sure you do not show me a wheel in the next corner?
Took his line away.
Yep. So, anyway.
Speaking of lines, Webb and Sexton, oh, my goodness. Oh, these whoops just got obliterated.
But here's the deal.
The speed was to blitz them. The fastest way was to blitz them for sure. But it was sketchy.
But this is why Webb is so good and has better racecraft, is because he said in a post-race interview that line in the middle got bad, and so I moved over. So here he's on the far right side. Then he went to the far left. Chase Sexton just continuously went down straight down the middle, which is going to have that V, gets the ruts in it, and then this happens. When Webb,
their bikes were reacting. They were doing the same thing. And James did point out, it points out his knees.
Yeah.
How he wasn't squeezing the bike as much. And I'm wondering if that's James going through, because he used to coach him. I'm wondering if that's a technique that James was repeatedly you need to squeeze this bike harder, because we could go back and there's in outdoors, I believe it was the last round at Paula when Sexton went down, almost the exact same thing happened because he was not squeezing the bike hard enough. So when you have these oh crap moments.
Yeah, but you just look at it, though. That is Webb just being a veteran and just understanding, I've got to change up my lines a little bit. And it's hard. If you when you're at this level and you're leading,
Webb almost went down
himself. But it's probably because he saw Sexton.
When you're in Sexton's position and you're leading, and the line that you're taking right now has worked for you 18 of the 20 laps, it's really hard to say, okay, I'm going to move over just because. But Webb had a sketchy moment, almost went down, as he says, okay, I shouldn't do that anymore.
You think what level of responsibility lands on the pit crew then to get that information to Sexton through a pit board? Do you think that was kind of their responsibility to be like, hey, listen, Webb almost went down doing this?
I don't know how you would be able to write that out on a pit board and have those guys.
That's true.
I think the rest should be able to wear comm systems. Are we there yet? Are we going to get there?
I don't know.
You don't think so?
There. Tell me personally, when you're in that flow zone, riding and racing, comms aren't going to, I guess a little whisper here and there might help. I just feel like it would take you out of it. But.
Well, I don't know. NASCAR does it. IndyCar does it. Football, they have play signals. The quarterbacks are wearing, comm systems in the helmet. I just think if you're a Sexton right there, and somebody's making up time on you and you just can't figure out where they're making up time, you're, pit can radio and say, hey, you need to take this line in this corner. I don't know.
It's interesting.
What do you think? That's my opinion.
I need to see a full pros and cons breakdown, but that's an interesting idea. I think you have brought that up before.
Yeah. All right, so those are all the highlights. Yeah, timing and scoring was an issue all night.
It's been an issue all season.
It's brutal.
And especially in moments like that.
I'm not going to dwell on it too hard, but there was just a few times where they thought Mosman and some other riders were way back, and then he's fifth.
Yeah,
sorry.
So it's even affecting the
announcers. The broadcasters are watching the same screen we are.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not watching the race like you would as a fan in the stadium.
Yeah, you want to get a poll for that, Levi? Let's hear what the people think, not just me. Do we need
that?
comms? Should comms be allowed or introduced into Supercross?
I know they've tested them out. I remember we've had some riders before, I think, in either qualifying or something, using them to see how we have the ability, I don't know, or make it optional. See if riders do.
I'm not really yes or no.
I don't know if you'd be able to hear them. Maybe that will. Yeah. Maybe that's a problem when you got 2450s or 250s on the track.
Let's while we got that poll going, let's pull up those awards, the recap awards. We can talk about your gear a little bit more.
What are the recap awards?
A new segment I want to introduce for Mondays.
Okay.
And we can come up with new categories every single week, or we can stick to the same ones. But I just want to give out some Dundies, for lack of a better word.
Too distracting, says Prowse. Look, a lot of yeses here, though. No. Yes, helmet comms.
No. So we got our go-getter. Without a doubt, that goes to Hunter.
Okay.
In that 250 main.
This is biggest loser, biggest winner thing here.
Practically.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of your kits, I had to give it to Chance Hymas with his fly setup, because without a doubt, those HRC bikes won for me. Those black Hondas were, hey, y'all.
The black, I think, is sick, but it's hard to see on TV.
It is hard to see, but I gave it to the fly guys
because all white gear always pops, dude.
I just didn't like the same gear on
all
three
dudes,
especially when it's the top three dudes.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was, and I did award Crash Queen to Jason this week.
Crash Queen.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man.
Hopefully we can keep this going.
Rough.
Let me know whether or not you agree with me or somebody else deserves one of those. What was
the lap chart from Dr. JB as well?
Oh, yeah,
throw it up there. Let's see here.
Ooh, it looks so good, Sexton. If I use just my left eye, it looks good until the end.
Now, here's the deal. Man, Cooper got 7th. I didn't even realize that. Here's the deal. Tomac, this makes me think that maybe Tomac's race, and if he was sick, wasn't all that as bad as we chalk it up to be. Because we were talking about this earlier, Kobe. On a night where if you're Tomac, you have the points lead, you know that you win championships by being there all 17 rounds. If you are just not feeling it that night and you get into 5th place,
you're happy.
You're probably happy. You know what I mean? If Tomac's just there and he's like, look, it's raining, the track is slick, I'm the points leader. And we have to remember, too, that after lap, like when they came around, like after 1 or 2 laps, Tomac was in 5th or whatever. The leaders were probably 15 seconds out. Like Tomac sees that and he knows, like, I'm not making up 15 seconds on this track. The track's kind of, it's slick, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
No, that's a good point. And maybe he just came off of Houston where he's like, I couldn't shake him that weekend.
Well, yeah, I just think it's just when you have Sexton and those guys out front and a gap that big, like even Tomac knows, like, hey, this track's not going to allow you to do that type of riding. So
it's definitely a possibility.
And
we're living in denial.
The only thing that's confusing to me, and it would make sense if he was sick, is why he got dropped by Kenny by 10 seconds when, halfway into the main, he was less than 2 seconds back.
That's the biggest reason I have to agree is because, especially with Kenny, you would have to think if he's feeling, he would be trying to salvage every point he can if he's feeling somewhat okay. But no, I have to agree. I feel like something was up, whether it was bike or body or both.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not taking anything away from Kenny.
Yeah,
but
he's been riding good.
In no scenario is Tomac going to see Ken in front of him and not think, oh, that's Kenny. Like, I'll get you. You know what I mean?
That's what I was trying to get at. So,
all right, should Supercross have calm units? 53.
Close.
It's a no.
Poll complete.
69 votes. Levi's favorite. Yeah. Tally number again, just 46% with yes. All right. Okay. What else we got here?
Yeah. Oh, you ready to get into memes? Levi wants to show some memes. I know this guy does.
I haven't looked at it yet.
Good. If you want to submit your own, get in that Discord. If you just want to see them all, get in that Discord. But go ahead and run them. I haven't peeked at all of them for this week, so we're in
throw
for
some
a
up
treat.
Here.
Oh, you're running through them quick, my guy.
Let's see here.
With a dartboard. Use a dartboard as opposed to
would have
trying
worked
to
better
actually
for me
calculate.
this last week.
Yeah.
Hating the dig-ins, commenting on their posts, hoping it doesn't.
Oh,
Daddy's money.
They're eating their words. I'm pumped for them.
They are, but hey, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater. Can Ricky just calm down a little bit on the Danger Boy?
Ricky can always calm down.
He's a little hyped on the Danger Boy.
He pumps them up.
It's probably just because I'm biased to Hymus because
he's not getting the same love, and he's having a great rookie season as well.
Yeah, and we've seen Hymus, but hey, you're getting 4th place as a rookie.
Yeah.
And, so I'm just – but, yeah, because Hymus, I've announced at local races where he's been there, just love the family. So,
and I mean, you can't deny that a huge part of the field is injured. Like, we can't forget about that. But, yeah, I'm pumped for him regardless.
But once Hymus gets a little bit more of that speed and, like, just
he'll be right
whatever,
there no
he's
what,
starting,
no
he'll be really good.
SXperts reviewing the stats before Monday and Thursday shows. That's about right.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody needs a scapegoat. We can be that guy. This is the class.
Who put that one in there?
I don't know for sure if it's our producer or not, but man, this one killed me. Holy. Mistakes make you stronger. Sexton crashing in the lead. Yeah. Proves you're right.
Okay.
Those are some bangers.
All right. Well, look, hey.
Thank you for putting those together.
We'll do it again. So not this Thursday, but how about next Thursday? Okay. So after Arlington, we'll do another set of MSR
after
gear.
Oakland.
Or Oakland, sorry.
So our pre-race for Arlington.
You want to do it then?
Yeah, let's do it then.
So a week from today, we're going to do a meme special, and we'll pick a winner again, and we'll give away that full set of MSR gear. Keep them coming. Yeah, I don't know. So biggest takeaway, look out. Here comes the Webb wagon.
Yeah.
You say it starts are better. His heat race was awful.
His qualifying wasn't that great either.
It wasn't great qualifying. His heat race was awful.
Which he admitted. He said he's up until the main was not feeling good.
Yeah. I don't know. I let's see. We'll find out. Did Jesse Trauma, did you ever confirm where you heard that Tomac had the flu?
Yeah.
I would be curious. I would be curious to know. It would make sense, but we will see. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. The track was okay. It wasn't like Hunter. Well, I can't say that. I mean, both mains had great ends to them.
Yes,
up to that point, it wasn't the most. It was a little burnt, but then Coop made it come alive, and then 250s. You're just looking at Hunter like, is he gonna get him? Nah, like Thrasher's got too big of a lead.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then like white flag comes out, you're like, what?
He might. Yeah, we need more of that. But track, like you said, it wasn't the greatest, but the sand section was sure refreshing.
Let's see. Oh, we have one more poll going right now. Does Tomac bounce back
this week? What do you think? Where are you voting?
Yeah. I mean, look, if a weirdo race for Tomac used to be like at 8th or 9th, or you know what I mean, like this was just like pending. There's something, an underlying issue that we don't really know about. I'm gonna be like, yeah, he's probably fine. I mean, what happened in what was last week? Houston.
Yeah.
The week before that, he was kind of like so-so, right? And needed to bounce back, comes out, Sexton's the fastest guy, and then Tomac holds him off the whole main. So, yeah, I don't think Tomac's too stressed about it. If a bad night is a 5th place,
he's okay.
You're probably okay
with that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'd probably, if you're Tomac, you're probably not stressed.
I probably have to agree. There's a very good chance I still put Tomac up top for this weekend. Ooh. But we're going to have to wait and see for qualifying. I think I'm going to rely a little bit more on qualifying to see if he's back. If he's in the top 3 in qualifying, I think I'm putting him back on top.
What about the sand section? Did you like it?
I liked it. It was almost like you saw when Daniel was on the floor and pointing out the lines kind of in a different perspective.
It was more like riders making mistakes than it was passes being made in the sand section.
Definitely. Yeah, it wasn't – they weren't making up time.
It wasn't – yeah.
They were because
you can make a mistake, right?
Yes, exactly. But not so much you're hitting a better line. You're just relying on them coming to a stop or tipping over.
What was Hunter doing in that sand? Like
that's
always hopping over the rut.
I think he just...
Nate Thrasher took his line at the very end.
Yeah, I just don't think he was...
You think that was an accident? Like he was making a mistake?
Yeah, I don't think he was meaning to do that. I think that sand section was so deep, and if you hesitate at all, you're going to come to a stop.
You have to pop the clutch.
Yeah, so he was just...
Or he could have been getting to a hard base, and he was just hooking up really good as he accelerated out.
It was a little interesting.
84% says Tomac bounces back this week.
I have to agree with the people.
All right. Well, that being said, we got Oakland coming up all the way back across the country. I looked at the forecast. It's looking good this weekend. I didn't see any rain in the forecast.
Getting the East Coast 250 guys a little bit of a break. Jet will be back. McAdoo will be back. Hampshire.
Swellblow will be back.
Yep.
Okay. Well, look, I don't really have anything else to say other than here are your weekly prizes that are up for grabs. Again, we got 7, a Cherries, FMF, Fly, Bridgestone, Fox, Rhino Power, Skosh, Scott, Torque 1 Racing. And remember, all these prizes you can see, the weekly and these grand prizes at any time on the website, RMFantasySX.com. And remember, it's free to play if this is your first time seeing the show. You can go on there, you create your free account, make your top 5 picks, and that wild card. You watch our show on Thursdays. We come back at 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And we give stats.
Yep. Whether they help or not, we give stats.
And hey, stats are stats, all right?
Stats are stats. Hey, before we got, speaking of weekly prizes, can we get the player leaderboards up there for some of our groups? We got to give a shout out to our RMFantasy SXperts group and just some of the weekly winners.
I saw. I'm like embarrassed to look at it right now. I have
where you're at?
I have 178 points. What are you at right now?
I'm at 219.
Okay, so you're only a few picks away from me right now.
Dude, the points are just tight overall, it seems like, in the average.
But the leader of our group's got 310. Let's see. No picks are good enough.
Jared
Oldham.
That's Jared.
Oh, my gosh. Jared's one of our marketing managers here.
Something's rigged.
Jeez.
Jared, I'll talk to him
Wait,
about that
I want to see Jared's picks from this weekend.
Yeah, how many points did Jared get?
He got 43. He got Sexton and Kenny right.
He's getting 10 points above
and
average.
He had Justin Hill.
Get that back up here, Levi. I just got to give a shout-out to Mr. Kunkel moved up.
Who's Mr. Kunkel?
I've been following Mr. Kunkel. He's been in the top 5, it seems like, all year in the RMFantasy SX.
Okay.
If you're in the chat, Mr. Kunkel, let yourself be known.
What did he say?
Freaking Oldham.
Overall player leaderboards, I noticed that they weren't making that many points. Let's see what it's Kaylee. Kaylee's leading with 3. We have a tie for the lead between Stacy Lay and Kaylee. I guess I can't see.
375 though.
Yeah. But they originally, I think, were around like 340, so they're only getting the average.
There, though, there's a
weekend.
20-point gap from first to fifth. Interesting.
But
right,
shout out to the
Kaylee,
weekly winners for last week. Again, I say struggle when they're getting 94 points, but nobody was breaking 100. Seemed like just a down weekend overall as far as points go. But
it was tough.
If you're one of those weekly winners, let us know in the chat. Let us know on Instagram. Post your prize if you're a rider racer and going to take advantage of these sweet weekly prizes. But that's all I got.
Yeah, I don't got anything else. It was a good show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in live.
Absolutely.
Remember, subscribe to to our channel. Join us this Thursday live. Description. And there's one other thing I was going to say. Well, the tickets. Don't forget. 20 tickets to Arlington.
We're still live. Are we still live? Okay, yeah. He played the outro. I didn't know if it cut us off.
Oh,
but
no.
Yes, remind the people what they got to do for some Arlington tickets.
After we're done here live, go to the show on YouTube and put in the comment section that you can make it to Arlington and how many tickets you would like. And also, just one thing to remember with the gear, the MSR gear that we do for the giveaways on the show, you just have to live in the contiguous United States to win a set of the gear. Just FYI.
So get your memes cooking up.
Yes.
For that.
I'm going to get a few in there. Okay. Other than that, I got nothing else. Thank you, everybody. Kobe,
thanks,
you got
everybody.
anything?
Nope, that's it. We will see you guys Thursday.